and welcome. I hope that you are doing well. Thank you so much for joining me here today for our final poetry reading of Poetry Month 2026. And for our final poetry reading, I thought we'd do something a little different. So we are going to have a poet's tea. So we have along three poets, Edgar Allan Poe, Walt Whitman, and Emily Dickinson. We're going to make a Poe tea and cucumber sandwiches. And then we will read three poems. So let's get started with the food. For this part, we're going to make a tea classic, cucumber sandwiches. We're going to make it a little different though. I've got toasted English muffins, and you don't need to toast them as much as I did, but I don't mind them a little overdone, so that's what I've got there. I sliced up some cucumbers. We're going to add those to the bowl. So typically, with cucumber sandwiches, you'll have your bread, whatever kind you use, and you put a smear of cream cheese on it, and then you put the cucumbers on top. I kind of have to stay away from cream cheese. I got a ranch dressing, which is relatively low in sodium, relatively low in fat. I'm not even going to use the full tablespoons that it calls for. Probably 1 tablespoon, I guess that is. Stir it up. Get them all coated well. And then I'm just going to build the sandwich on my English muffins. So you may not have had cucumber sandwiches very often. I really like them. The cucumbers make them really fresh. And if you're wondering why I'm piling on both sides, I like open-faced sandwiches. And we've got an extra one, so we'll just take care of that. Let's set those aside. The tea is the next important part. I have made a cup of decaf Earl Grey tea. You can use caffeinated, it doesn't matter. You can use any kind of tea you want. I just think for this tea, a dark tea works. There is a company that makes an Edgar Allan Poe tea. And there are several out there, but this one particular company, their Poe tea is made with black tea, and then it has cranberry and orange flavors. But oftentimes when you get a flavored tea, it really just doesn't taste as fruity as I like it. So we're going to make the cranberry orange part with cranberry tea, juice and orange juice. So first we're going to use about 4 ounces of cranberry juice, which this is a 16-ounce cup, so it's about 1/4 of that cup. Then I'm going to add orange juice to the point where the juice gets a little cloudy. So I'm just going to pour it in. And that's the color I like the juice to be. Just like that. Now, I'm going to get rid of the tea bag. I'm going to pour this dark Earl Grey tea into the cup, but because I just don't want to spill it, I'm going to do that off camera. We finished with a tea that looks just like that. It's fruity, it's cranberry, it's orange. I really like it. So now that we have the treats for our tea, let's get on to the poetry. So we've done 3 poetry readings this month. We've done an Edgar Allan Poe poem. We've done a couple Emily Dickinson poems. We did, well, a couple of Rilke poems. Today we're going to read one by Edgar Allan Poe, one by Emily Dickinson, and one by Walt Whitman. So let's get started. And first up is Edgar Allan Poe with A Dream Within a Dream. Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow. You are not wrong who deem that my days have been a dream. Yet if hope has flown away, in a night or in a day, in a vision or in none, is it therefore the less gone? All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of golden sand. How few, yet how they creep through my fingers to the deep, while I weep, while I weep. O God, can I not grasp them with a tighter clasp? O God, can I not save one from the pitiless wave? Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream? So that was A Dream Within a Dream by Edgar Allan Poe. Let's move on to Before I Got My Eye Put Out by Emily Dickinson. Before I got my eye put out, I liked as well to see as other creatures that have eyes and know no other way. But were it told to me today that I might have the sky for mine, I tell you that my heart would split for size of me. The meadows mine, the mountains mine, all forests, stintless stars, as much of noon as I could take between my finite eyes. The motions of the dipping birds, the morning's amber road, for mine to look at when I liked, the news would strike me dead. So safer, guess, with just my soul, upon the window pane, where other creatures put their eyes, incautious of the sun. That was Before I Got My Eyes Put Out by Emily Dickinson, and now we're going to do Oh Me, Oh Life by Walt Whitman. And I know that last year I shared with you that I first heard Oh Captain, My Captain in the movie Dead Poets Society. This is also a poem that I first heard in the movie Dead Poets Society. And it's Oh Me, Oh Life by Walt Whitman. Oh me, oh life, of the questions of these recurring, of the endless trains of the fateless, of cities filled with the foolish, of myself forever reproaching myself, for who more foolish than I, and who more faithless? Of eyes that vainly crave the light, of the objects mean, of the struggle ever renewed, of the poor results of all, of the plotting and sordid crowds I see around me, of the empty and useless years of the rest, with the rest me intertwined. The question, oh me, so sad recurring, what good amid these, oh me, oh life? Answer, that you are here, that life exists in identity, that the powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse. And there we are. That was Oh Me, Oh Life by Walt Whitman. And this finishes up our poetry readings for National Poetry Month 2026. I hope that you enjoyed all of the poems we did this year, and I hope that you will join me again. We have a lot coming up next month. We'll be back later this week or early next week with my reading plans for May of 2026, and we have some Explore and Creates coming up. Now I get to try the tea and the sandwiches. Tea is very fruity, which I like, but you still get a hint of the Earl Grey tea. And now onto my cucumber sandwiches. It's really awkward eating on camera because I feel like I should be chewing faster. So, my English muffins, like I said, I did overcook them a little bit, but it is really good flavor. So I'm really enjoying my Poe Tea, and I hope that you will enjoy some Poe Tea of your own. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I hope to see you again. Until then, I hope that you enjoy all that you do and all that you read. And thank you.